Welcome, dear friends. Here we are, our Learning with Emmanuel series. Today, we will learn about life and possessions. What are the things in our lives that we have, that we possess, that we yearn to have, right? Many of us would love to have a home, a car. I, for example, have um, things in my life that make my life better. What about you? I think that is something we have to consider. Do we have enough? Do we have too much? Do we have too little? Can we use our possessions for things other than just indulging in our own wishes? So today, Emmanuel will teach us because we are the ones learning. Emmanuel will teach us about possessions, and this is chapter 8 from the book Words of Life Eternal by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. In this chapter, Emmanuel will start with a Bible quote which comes from Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, that says, quote, "Is not life more than food?" Unquote, Jesus. And Emmanuel comments, "Seek counsel with prudence so that your steps do not yield to folly." Right? We want to seek counsel in the multitude of counsels. There's wisdom. Even Jesus has a counsel. And imagine, Jesus is the Christ Spirit for Earth. There's a Christ Spirit for each and every planet on the solar system. There's a Christ Spirit for the solar system. There is a Christ Spirit for a compilation of solar systems, and there is all the way to galaxies, and a Christ Spirit that takes care of the universe. In our daily lives, who are our counselors? Who are the ones in our lives that we trust, who know us, who can help us move towards a better version of us, right? A better, improved spiritual person that we all are. He says, there are thousands of people, Emmanuel continues, who in their material existence pile up external possessions, driven by the hunger for illusory prestige. Who are these who are piling up external possessions? All of us, we all pile up, we gather, we hoard possessions, right? Some hoard money, others hoard physical possessions, right? We all do. All have things around us that could be donated and used by others, but we keep. So we are those thousands in our material existence, right? We are improving and we are still imperfect, but we have good in ourselves, but have to observe our own instincts. And he will give us examples of this piling up of external possessions. They own lands that they do not cultivate. They hoard gold to no purpose, to no good purpose. They keep closets full of garments that we never use, right? We all have something in our closets that we don't use. They store large chests of bread that worms would devour, right? What are we storing the food? Are we going to eat the food or could we donate the food to a food bank? They fight for payments in privilege that they do not need. Especially on this month of November, we are celebrating gratitude through Thanksgiving. But what comes after Thanksgiving? Black Friday is the day we buy all the things that we don't need, that culture and marketing convince us that we need. Aren't we also, in a sense, piling up these external possessions, things of the outside? How can we work to be grateful and content with what we have? And we're going to see what Emmanuel says. They, the people who pile up external possessions, become immobilized by fear or boredom, by malicious whim or imaginary illnesses, until death calls for the return of the very body they possessed. Even our physical body is a possession. Each and every cell is a possession of ours granted by God. How do I know this? Evolution into Worlds by André Luiz. He says each cell is a little animal. So these are pets, right? Your cells, our physical body needs to be treated well so that we can do the good in this life, even our body. But one day, even the body will be returned. God gives it to us, we use it in this existence, and then we'll return to the spiritual realm and the body stays. Hmm? And everything that we accumulate stays. And others will use it. And research show that by the second generation, a lot of wealth is lost. By the third generation, almost all the wealth is lost by those who accumulated it. So what are we doing with the exterior possessions that we have? He says, do not forget then your condition as a mere user of the world. So user and of the things of this world. So we are here. Yes, we need to use things. We are currently using things. You're listening this on your device. I'm recording with a microphone, a camera, the computers, the lights, right? Those are things that we are using to learn to get and to improve ourselves. That's for the good use. Learn to preserve within yourself the true values of life. And friends, what are the true values of life? The external possessions will stay, but if you have possessions in your spirit, they go. What are these possessions? This is the knowledge you've acquired, the qualities you've developed, and then now we go back to the Spirit's book and look, and the category of good spirits is in the question 100 to all the way to 116 of the Spirit's book, and we look at the qualities of good spirits and we try to develop them in ourselves. He says, make use of fleeting goods to extend external goods. So if I have, as he mentioned before, closets full of garments, this is one that you and I can relate to, many on this planet, then we donate to those who have less. If we have large stored amount of food, we donate before it expires, before the worms devour, the rodents devour. If we're hoarding gold, meaning we're hoarding wealth, do you really need all that money to survive and to do well in our later years? Or could we spare some of that? And we see beautiful examples on the world of billionaires who are donating their wealth because they understand they don't need that much and they're donating to causes that will improve the greater good. Turn obstacles into the wealth of experience. Do not cling to external resources that you do not need. So what would happen if we cling to the things we own? When we pass away, when we discarnate, we will see ourselves attached to those, right? A couple of Spiritist books show that when the person was visiting a museum, there was a person attached to a mirror. There was a little girl attached to a mirror, a young woman. Then what happened? The spirit explains to us that that person was there because she loved looking at herself in the mirror. She loved the mirror itself. So her spirit is attached to that object. So if we cling to external, preventing ourselves from building the internal resources, resilience, compassion, understanding, right? So how do we do this? Begin each day with the wonder of one who beholds beauty for the first time. So we look out, we open our mind, our eyes, and we say, thank you, God, for bringing me back from my sleep and my visit to the spiritual realm. I return, many don't. I'm thankful. We look around and we witness with the daylight savings time. I witness this most beautiful sunrises as I drive to work. And you thank God for that beauty that you're not creating, that you're just enjoying for free. We give thanks to the peace of the night as one who bids farewell to the world before moving to another dwelling. So today we enjoy each and every blessing, with blessings of movement, the blessings of our physical body, the blessings of our abilities or our lack of abilities, our cars, our roads, our workers, all of the things that come together that allows you to us to move from A to B and to live an existence where we have very little needs. We have a lot of wants, but very little needs. And he continues, love for the glory of loving. So we just do the good and love others for the sake of love. Love is the glue that keeps all in the universe together. Who said that? Leon Denis in the book After Death. And who is at the center of love? God. So is it wrong to have things? No. But it is wrong, or not wrong, but is it not advisable to hoard, pile up these external possessions that ultimately, when we discarnate, we're just giving to others' work because they have to sort through, donate, or trash, or it goes to the landfill. We're so attached to our things, and others are not going to be. So when we discarnate, what are we taking with us? Only the abilities and the possessions that are internal, the spiritual growth. Remember that tomorrow you will return to the life. Excuse me. Remember that tomorrow you will return to life what life lent you in the name of God. So to more that is given to us, more will be asked of us. These are lent to us. Your cars, our houses, our everything. Those are concessions from God. And one day we're going to have to account for them, just like as in the parable of the talents, right? In this case, we're talking about our physical possessions. And that the treasures of your spirit will be the only those you have gathered within yourself in the field of learning and good works. So I start my day, to summarize, with gratitude for what I already have. If I have this inner, deep hole inside of me that I'm trying to fill with external accumulations, and I have to go talk to a psychologist, psychiatrist. Sometimes we need the rebalancing of our neurotransmitters. We need to take care of the physical body. We need to build what? Community, relationships, friendships, so on and so forth. Dear friends, this is it for today with our series, Learning with Emmanuel. Start with gratitude, thanking God for everything that God gives us each and every day. I'm thankful for your presence. I'm thankful that God is granting us this time together. And God willing, we'll be back with you next week, another day, for another study of our Learning with Emmanuel series. Take care. Bye-bye.